Welcome to Armadong Kali video log, a request made more often than others, a video about the Abecedario. In this blog I will teach you the 12 strikes of the Abecedario solo form and explain the ideas behind the set. I will also show some of the many variations and answer the most frequent questions. So, get ready. This video is intended to be more than a simple memorize the 12 basic strikes to copy and repeat. To copy and repeat might be where you start, yes, but I don't want you to stop there. So, before we get into the actual exercise, to avoid misunderstandings, let's first clarify something. Is there just one right way how to do the Abecedario? Of course not. How boring would that be? There really are many ways to practice the Abecedario. For example, differences in weight, balance, or other attributes of the weapons, they ask for variations in the execution of strikes. Also, the Abecedario can and should be done with variety, different type of footwork. You should be able to adapt to your environment. And it's not only different types of weapons, it may also be different persons. If practitioners happen to like the Abecedario, then variations of the form can be used to help them develop different attributes, like, for example, body mechanics of power generation, precision of timing, balanced and light footwork, even mental focus or how to project confidence. So if you happen to find different versions of the Abecedario, and there are some out there, look at them with an open mind and try to figure what does he want to present with that, what is important in this Abecedario. Okay, now let's have a look at the complete Armadong Abecedario, the 12 basic strikes solo form, which is based on the 64 attacks Abecedario from the Kali system. As you just saw, all strikes of the Armadong Abecedario are alternating between forehand and backhand or moving on circles. The whole Abecedario and each strike should feel smooth, fluid and powerful. The different strikes, they are targeted at specific locations of the imaginary opponent. Some of those targets are mere simplifications, but they serve well as orientation for beginners. So let's look at the simplified targets. Strikes 1 and 2, they are targeting below the ear. Strikes 3 and 4, they target for the elbow, the floating ribs, and whatever is in that height. Many times this would be the opponent's weapon hand that is manipulating here. Strike or thrust number 5, they are targeting for the crotch or the groin area. Some vital targets there. Slash number 6, targeting for the collarbone all the way down to the foot, passing the hand on the way, typically. Number 7, simplified target is the knee. Number 8 and 9, thrusts to the diaphragm and the heart area, different angles. Number 10, crown of the head, center down. And 11 and 12 for the bridge of the nose. Number 12, bridge of the nose together with the groin. There is actually good reason why the Abecedario starts with the horizontal strikes. Once When Grantuan Gahe was explaining the Abecedario, he referred to the horizontal strikes as the source of baits, fakes, and redirections. Also, those 4 strikes of the Abecedario, the number 1 to 4, can be the fastest and most powerful strikes. This would be one version of strikes 1 to 4. All 4 strikes are horizontal. Targets are the ears and the elbows. The weapon hand is correctly turned, aligned for a strong grip on impact or cutting action if it's a sword. Each strike is loaded by the momentum of the previous strike, and all moves should feel smooth and fluid. In the strikes you saw, the position of the weapon tip was controlled by centrifugal force. Most people naturally use strikes and cuts like that. In Armadong Abecedario, we do strikes 1 and 2 with a strong wrist. That takes some training. In strikes 1 and 2, you can see how the tip of the weapon stays elevated. It is resisting centrifugal force. This skill is really very useful in a fight, particularly for parries and direct counter strikes or counter cuts. Number 5 and 6 and a simplified number 7 are examples for diagonal lines. They also show that all natural weapons of the body complement and support the weapon in hand. It's basically one system. Do you miss the other diagonal line? If you want it, you can get it by doing the mirror version. See the trick. Now, entering the second half of the Abecedario, it is getting more interesting. See number 7 as a guided strike connecting to number 8. Now see stabs, thrusts number 8 and 9 in a hooking way and sidestepping footwork. Number 10 is very special. It's a vertical strike all the way down, and it is delivered with a double power where the second hand transfers its power in the delivering arm. And there's also a level change, so we move in the second and third vertical level. Actually, this is a very unique structure. I don't know if it's unique, but it's an interesting structure. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then creativity X. We start with 4 horizontals, and then we add 3 diagonals, and then we have 2 hooking thrusts and 1 vertical line. So 4, 3, 2, 1. And the number 10, this is where we already start the creativity program, if it was not yet started before. So number 10 is already an example for creativity. Level change down to the second and third level, double power. 11 and 12, they add the double grip and asymmetrical use of weapons. Also shifting weight between balance points, which is related to the Abecedario trademark jabbing. Remember, this is just a starter. There are lots of variations for you to discover. Different kind of footwork, different vertical levels. There's the Power Abecedario, there's the Odd and Even Abecedario, just to name a few. Okay, finally I will answer a couple of questions which happen to be more often than others, frequent questions. If you have different kind of questions not answered here, just write them in the comments and give me some inspiration. Okay? I love the first question. Why is it 12 strikes? Well, let's answer like this. We have 12 months, 12 hours in a day and night. The European flag has 12 stars. Jesus had 12 disciples. Why should it be not 12 strikes? What's the function of the Abecedario in Armadong Kali? More serious answer and question. Armadong Kali, it can be learned without ever memorizing a solo form. But if somebody wants to learn the Abecedario, 64 attacks or other forms, they are available. It can be a tool to stimulate your creativity and expand your capability in expressing yourself with the weapons. The Abecedario can also be a calming and relaxing meditation in movement. It is particularly useful in times when you are physically and mentally exhausted. With no energy left to be creative and no physical energy left to do intense workout, you can still do the Abecedario. And why was Abecedario in foundation level of Abecedario Europe? First of all, Abecedario practitioners like to use the numbers to name the strikes. A Abecedario practitioner should know those numbers. It will not help in a fight, but as a Abecedario practitioner, somehow it is a knowledge needed. Also a practitioner with no prior experience in other Asian martial arts, he will get the opportunity to experience learning a form. With that experience, he can reflect on the use of forms and decide if he wants more or not. What makes a form so attractive to some people? Some people like to collect, and some people collect forms. For a person who wants to master the art, having learned a form provides a sense of security, to have completed something. In a static system, learning the forms can provide orientation, a measure of your progress. This kind of progressometer can be very convenient for a person who have no confidence in a fighting skill. At least they know the form. In Armadong Kali, we like to train high intensity with control and true intent. This creates confidence that is based on the knowledge what you can and what you cannot do. Those who want to learn the form use them as a toy for creativity or a cool-down dance after a high-intensity training. So your turn, guys. Please help me, answer me in the comments. What kind of use do you get from the Abecedario or similar forms? Are you interested in more material like that? Write me a message, or better, let me know in the comments and shape the contents of future videos. I hope you enjoyed this introduction in the Abecedario, that you took some inspiration and information that is useful for you. In the beginning, movement forms like the Abecedario, they may serve as an inspiration, a starting point for your exploration. They are useful, just be sure that it won't become an obstacle in your journey. Take this video as your start for playing with the material. Get experience, evaluate, think about it, get your own ideas and improve. Learn from the past. Understand the reason and purpose of the things developed in the past. Learn from it and create better for our joint future. Guys, be well, stay healthy, and Kali on.